Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Let me be the first, if I may, to wish you a very, very happy belated Gulf of America Day, as declared by President Trump yesterday. Our very first Gulf of America Day. We had very little time to prepare for it this year. So
how do you celebrate it? What are you supposed to do?
I think you swim in really muddy, brownish water.
It's our muddy, brownish water, though, damn it.
Right. Of course, that's just Texas. Off the coast of Texas, the Gulf of Mexico is not terribly beautiful. You go elsewhere, and it does look pretty nice in some places. I don't know why that is. I don't know how that happened. We just wound up with the gunky-looking kind of Gulf water. So, but welcome to it. There is a ton of stuff that Trump did just over the weekend.
Golly, it's never ending.
Wow. Of course, the Super Bowl happened. We'll get into that and more coming up. First, let me tell you about Jace. You know, we've talked about Jace a lot and the supply chain problems that are really unpredictable. And so our society is kind of fragile when you think about it. But you know, if your medication is delayed for a week or 2 weeks, that can cause real severe problems in your life. That's why it's really important to have a backup. Jace case, just get one of these. It's got emergency medications in it that fight off all the really bad infections and the bacterial infections that come up. Let's say you're just out of town. There is no emergency, but you're not near your doctor or your pharmacy, and one of your kids or you get some kind of sickness that you've had a million times. You know what it is. You can start taking that flight of antibiotics. You can also do really nice add-ons like ivermectin if you want. So go to jase.com, Jase, enter the promo code PAT at checkout. You'll get a nice discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at Jase, jase.com.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
Kind of a Super Bowl that only Philadelphia Eagles fans could enjoy, I'm guessing. If you're not a really big fan of either team, well, if you're a Chiefs fan, you really hated the game. But if you're kind of a nonpartisan observer like I sort of was, although I would have liked to have seen Andy Reid get his third in a row. He's got 3 now, but he's got 3 Super Bowl rings. It would have been great to see him get a 4th. But Philadelphia, 40. Kansas City, 22.
It wasn't even that close.
No, it wasn't. It was 24-0 at halftime. So the game was essentially over then.
So what was worse, the game, the commercials, or the halftime show?
I'm going halftime show. Ooh. I mean, look, I know that I'm not the target demo when the NFL is selecting whoever they're going to have perform at halftime. But come on. I mean, I understand in 2025, you're not going to invite Def Leppard or Journey or Foreigner, even if they were all together still. But isn't there an in-between performer that could get us a little closer to being something that anybody over 12 can enjoy? Is that possible?
Well, remember, the NFL takes money from the highest bidder now.
Yeah.
They pay to be out there.
That's crazy.
And that's what we get. And I couldn't
Is
understand.
it just us, or is there a lot of
I
talk
don't
about
think
it
so.
online?
Oh, yeah. That was an incoherent
that was bad.
halftime show. I did hear the F-bomb dropped. I don't know if anybody else did.
I thought I did.
Yeah.
I thought I did hear that.
And I wasn't in front of the TV for much of the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he went after what is he? Is it Drake? What's the big rivalry
between Kendrick Lamar? That's who was the performer.
Yeah,
you were in a cave in Afghanistan.
Accused him of being a pedophile or something.
Oh wow, really?
I don't know.
Oh boy,
I'd rather at that.
Is that because Drake is probably so much more successful? I mean, I've the only really perception I have of Drake is when I look up music charts, and he's usually at the top of them. I mean, he's sold a lot of albums, and he's been at the top of the music heap for a while. It seems like. I don't know. Maybe Kendrick Lamar is too. I don't know. Are you into any of that, Chris?
Nah, bro.
No.
No.
All right. Oh, that's right. You just listen to Christian music all the time. Yeah. So your chances of getting a really good performer there are about -12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, just bring back Janet Jackson's boob. Honestly, at this point.
At least we had something fun to talk about.
Thank you. I mean, we had, of course, the wrath of the FCC fall down on our industry at that time.
Sure,
but because of that. But still, it was more entertaining than whatever that was last night.
I mean, look, it's 21 years later, we're still talking about it. So, yeah.
Wardrobe malfunction.
And you know what happened to the really creative, really good Super Bowl commercials that you used to look forward to? I mean, we talked about this in the last several years, but man, it's just, I mean, there were a few that were decent. I can't think of any right now.
Oh, the commercials this year?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I can't think of any, honestly.
Let's see. The Dunkin' Donuts was okay. With Ben Affleck and Casey Affleck.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good. Okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Pringles was awesome.
I do not like the Pringles.
Too much
so gross.
Facial hair all over the place.
Yeah, I know. It's gross. I don't want to see your mustache torn off your face and fly through the air.
I don't want to see your eyebrows.
Nasty. And then the other one, Little Caesars copied. One of them copied the other. It's the same thing.
Stupid.
It's either that guy's eyebrows or the mustache on the Pringles.
Yeah.
That made me
I'm sorry.
ill.
I guess Seal needs the money because
Seal,
the Mountain Dew one was just ridiculous.
Well,
bad.
And it's his own song. He didn't sing it very well.
But he was a seal. Pat.
Right.
I think that's the
When you take seal form, I guess the vocal cords change a bit.
Oh,
Just
that's
a little bit.
okay.
Yeah. Let's see. What else was it? The Instacart commercial where it had all the, it had the Jolly Green Giant. It had Mr. Clean.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that was okay.
I missed that one. Shoot.
What
and
about
I
the
did.
tongue one?
Gosh,
which one?
Tongues.
The tongue
Celebrate tongues.
I don't get it. Why? Are you serious?
I tell you.
I seriously, in 3 minutes, we could come up with something better.
Yes.
That you could feel good about spending $8 million on.
I guess I was
$8 million.
in the minority on the national anthem. I actually thought that was really good.
I missed the national anthem.
I missed the
so I
national
haven't heard that
anthem,
yet.
too.
Maybe we can play that.
And I love seeing Trump there and
Trump,
getting big
the interview
cheers
was
the interview.
It had the interview. He had the giblets to do the interview, which is more than we could say for brain dead Biden last year. I did like the Hellman's commercial, the When Harry Met Sally revisited.
Yeah.
That's just a great movie and it's a fun scene. But I was so distracted by the work that Meg Ryan has had done. That's all I could think of is like 3 cuts to clown face.
Wait, what? She had work done? No, she looked great. What are you talking about?
It's just sad, that she was really pretty. And so I don't know. That's got to be tough on him, though, because you don't get roles anymore. People gasp when they look at you because they haven't seen you in a while. So you probably want to do something about it. And sometimes you want to do too much about it. But a funny commercial. I liked it. Bill Murray was in one. It just wasn't the good one like from 2020 that we played last week. The Groundhog Day revisited.
Did you email him? He held up his email address for you. Did you email him?
I did not.
See, because I
surprisingly.
guarantee you if you do, and I didn't either, you're going to get spammed with something like...
You're going to get Yahoo garbage up the wazoo. And I don't want anything up my wazoo. My wazoo is exit only. Nothing goes in there.
The Homes.com was fun to watch.
Homes.com?
With Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, that wasn't bad. How about the Bud Light cul-de-sac party? Sort of fun.
Kind of funny.
There just aren't very many really, the classic ones, like the kid getting sucked into the Pepsi bottle years ago. The Pepsi ads used to be really good. I don't even know. Did they do one yesterday? I don't even know if they did.
You guys get confused watching the breast cancer awareness commercial?
Interesting.
I thought it was
Interesting
for a push-up
approach
bra.
from Pfizer.
It was very interesting.
You don't see ads like that very much anymore. Although Carl's Jr. did one.
Yes,
I don't know
they
if
did.
it was during the Super Bowl, but I saw it last week.
It was leading up. It was
leading
playing
up to
a lot on the TV, yes.
So a very hot girl, scantily clad with the
Burger.
stuff dripping off the burger. They don't do that stuff much anymore because of the Me Too movement. And so to see that one, and then the Pfizer with the way they did breast cancer awareness was interesting.
Everybody was trying to figure out we were watching. We're like, okay, bras,
right.
breast implants.
Right.
We never guessed. We would never guess breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, amazing. And it was, these get so much attention. Let's pay attention to this.
We thought it was going to
Interesting.
be a feminist where, like, my eyes are up here, not down here.
And they did do one of those.
They did.
But, you're focusing on that the whole commercial, and then he's not supposed to be looking? Okay, whatever.
In the Dove commercial, I laughed because they were like 1 in 2 girls gets bullied for her looks.
1 out of 2? So
Yeah.
half of girls
I was like,
are bullied? I don't think I saw that one.
Really? Do we need to do that, Dove?
I feel like word economy, they should have just said half of girls.
Right.
Thank you.
Instead of 1 out of 2
Yes.
girls.
Don't start doing math on me. Come on.
If you want to care about bullying, don't put math involved.
Yeah. So, interesting day. Disappointing from the halftime show, the game, and the commercials. But
Stu will be up here with his Eagles sweater that lights
he's going to be
up
so
tomorrow.
obnoxious. That's the one problem with the Eagles winning is we're never going to hear the end of it from Stu. He is going to be babbling.
What's it feel
about
like
this
having
for
your
a
team
year.
win the Super Bowl?
It's really good when it
Cool.
happens.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
By the way, every Falcons fan saw the 28-3 reference coming from a mile away yesterday. We just
Yeah.
didn't know Tom Brady himself was going to bring it up.
Yeah, I was behind by more than this.
Right?
Yeah,
Thank you. We
came
know
back
this,
and
bro.
won the game. Yeah.
We don't need
I
this
thought of
from
you as soon as he said it. And by the way, Tom Brady's performance, I think he's pretty good. I don't mind it at all. What did you think? Was he not good?
I mean, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's better than hyperventilating Tony Romo. I mean, that is getting out of hand. I don't know, Jim. I don't know. There's 12 seconds left. They're only down by 40 points. This could happen. Shut up.
He might have gotten a little carried away from his initial reception, where everybody was comparing him to, I don't know, the greatest of all time. And for a while, I think he was pretty darn good. Yeah. So I don't know. It might have gone to his head and messed him up a little bit.
Is it true that the last time they had a three-peat was your team, the Packers?
No three-peat.
There's never been a three-peat.
There's never been a three-peat. Okay.
Not in the Super Bowl era.
Okay.
I don't think even in the NFL championship era. Has there? Did the Packers? I don't think the Packers ever won
Because they were
three in a
talking
row.
about the Packers.
They won like 5 out of 9 or something.
Yeah, so they won the Packers won the last, this according to Joe in my ear, they won the last NFL championship in the first 2 Super Bowls. So I guess that is a three-peat.
Oh.
But Pat Riley, who coined the term three-peat, he was ready to sell the rights or license them or something to the Chiefs, so he won't be getting a payday.
No, he won't. So it still has never happened in the Super Bowl era. Still didn't happen. And if you thought there was a team that would be able to do it, it would seem like it would have been the Chiefs, but not so much. Not so much.
Notice that most of the commercials were A-listers, actors?
Yeah, a lot of
When did
really big actors.
When did that become the new normal?
Yeah.
I was really confused on seeing big names doing these commercials.
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, what's his face over here that everybody imitates from the pickleball commercial.
Oh, I missed it.
Whoever he is. It was there's a lot of big stars in it. Yeah, they used to shy away from commercials and would only do commercials for like the market in Japan, because then nobody in America saw them, and it didn't taint them at all. But that seems to have gone away, doesn't it?
Morgan Freeman did too.
Morgan Freeman, yeah. Jeez. I mean, really accomplished big-time stars. But if somebody's offering you $2 million to do a 30-second ad,
No.
probably take that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'd probably take that. It'd be okay. All right. Much more. We'll get into Trump's weekend. President Donald J. Trump had himself a weekend. And he's had himself a presidency so far. Today is, I think we're 21 days into it, right? As of today. All right. Let me tell you about preborn. As long as the abortion pill is legally mailed and taken in all 50 states. No state can be abortion-free. Abortion pills carry distinct risks to mothers and death, of course, to babies. And the abortion pill now accounts for over 60% of all abortions. Preborn's network of clinics shine a light into this darkness by offering free services to women considering the future of their baby, including the abortion reversal pill. This powerful remedy can help to reverse the cause of this toxic pill. Preborn reaches into the heart of babies and mothers with God's love and compassion. And to date, they've rescued over 300,000 babies. Your tax-deductible monthly support of any amount is crucial for the fight for life. And all the proceeds go toward life. Together, we can reverse the curse. Saving babies isn't just about one life. It's about saving the heartbeat of the entire nation. To donate, call pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, pound 250, keyword baby, or you can visit and donate securely at preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, so I like this a lot. Trump eliminated the Environmental Justice Office and several other EPA nonsensical agencies or offices. But environmental justice is the name given to leftist efforts to Trojan horse identify politics into policy decisions regarding the environment. So this is their way to get their agenda done. Trump knows that. We know that. And so he eliminated it. And they're going to be screaming, oh, Trump wants dirty air and wants to pollute the water. No, he's just eliminating politics from the EPA. The Commission for Environmental Cooperation, which is an intergovernmental organization the Clinton administration had a hand in forming, put it plainly, stating the pursuit of environmental justice aims to address historical inequities. What? In the EPA? Marginalization and discrimination in how environmental benefits and burdens are enjoyed or suffered by certain communities. And that, of course, is because climate change is worse for minorities than it is for anybody else. Climate change has an agenda. It is trying to wipe out minorities. So, do you find that it's a lot hotter in your area, Chris?
Pat,
Yeah.
someone had to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I get tired of waking up, boom, 80 degrees while you
Yeah,
are
while we're
chilling.
enjoying 40 or 50 right
Yes.
now. Yeah.
I
Damn
hate
it.
that.
Yeah, total drought. And when it rains everywhere else
There's
in the
no rain
Metroplex.
in my house. My
no rain
grass
at your house.
is yellow
Oh,
because it's
man.
burnt.
It's just not right. It's just not right.
When everybody got snow, I got no snow.
Wow. Yeah, see? That's what
I
happens.
find it particularly hot whenever I try to mow the yard. Then it's definitely climate change,
Yeah.
global warming, and
Do you
whatnot.
start to sweat?
Right.
Yeah, I start to sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So. That wasn't happening when we had an environmental justice office,
Oh, wait.
but it is now. But the liars, cheats, and thieves are refusing to go quietly into that good night. A judge just blocked DOGE digging into the Treasury.
There's so much going on.
Oh, my
It
gosh.
is, I mean, I don't even know how to encapsulate it all. It's fast and furious, really. And
It is.
It's really tough to keep up with, but I will say that Elon Musk has mentioned that, is it 56 million? How much was it? I might have this number wrong. 350, what is it? Let's see. That just last week, let's see. That FEMA was sending money to the hotels in here we go. The DOGE team just discovered that FEMA has sent $59 million last week to luxury hotels in New York City to house illegal migrants.
Oh, my gosh.
Sending this money violated the law and is in gross insubordination to the president's executive order. So
Wow.
while they are working as fast as they can, they're getting stymied by judges who should be impeached.
Right.
They're getting, blocked by the, I won't say blocked, but the Congress, Democrats are howling and trying to, and we have some incredible video to share. But there are victories But boy, there are things slipping by because it's just there's too many demons that are trying to get out of the box here.
Yeah, they've overwhelmed the system for so long that it's going to take some time to rein it all in. But on Friday, members of Congress got wind that the DOE, the Department of Education, was next on Trump's list of audit efforts by Elon and the crew. And here's what happened there that Keith was talking about.
Give it a tug there.
I want you to listen to petulant children. These are elected representatives.
Congress.
And here comes my new hero.
We're members of Congress. We're members of Congress.
We're coming in. Don't lock the door. We're coming in. Who are you?
You're not coming in.
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you, sir?
Do you have business here?
Yes. I have sent the Assistant Secretary a letter. Alerting her
Listen
that
to
we
these
will be
arrogant
here.
SOBs.
And we've asked her for a meeting.
Yeah, that's been accepted until that's accepted. It doesn't need to be accepted.
Who are you? What authority do you have? And what do you do here?
What do you do here?
Security responsibility.
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Shut up, Maxine.
Your job.
Bitch.
We pay you.
We're members of
We pay you.
We're members of
No, we pay you, Puddin'. And we shouldn't be.
We've heard that from the Secretary. We've heard that from the spokesman.
I'm relaying that.
So
You are not the spokesman for the department. You are a security guard.
Can you identify
to-
yourself?
I already did.
We are members of Congress. We'd like to enter the Department of Education.
You don't have any identification. Where's your ID?
Arrogance.
Why don't you go make some laws?
Here's my ID. And then she says, not good enough.
Wow.
This is a public
We walk into the White House without having to go through magnetometers.
Can
Yeah.
we get someone
This is
from
an
the
out. This is an outrage. This is an
We'd like to
outrage.
speak with someone who works.
He just
What are you
Not
gonna
a
do?
security
You gotta beat us up
just taking it all in. Yeah, whatever. You're not coming in.
You can make an appointment. Make an appointment.
Get out of the way.
This says all access entrance.
Stand aside, sir.
This says all access entrance.
Please stand aside, sir.
I'm not standing aside.
Why not?
Because my role is to make sure that...
What authority do you have to
We are
block
members
members
of
of
Congress.
Congress? We don't have oversight responsibilities. By what authority can you deny members of Congress their oversight role?
You don't have a business reason to be here.
You do not have authority, sir. You do not have authority.
They're big on
There's
authority
no
now,
authority
all of a
to
sudden.
deny members of Congress their oversight responsibility.
We're the
You have an
appropriate.
appointment, then you're on a guest list, we will let you in.
There you go. Period. I don't care who you are. You can't just show up and demand access.
Look, he goes,
Are you telling me today that you have to be on a guest list?
yeah, and you
in
need an
order to come
escort.
to the Department of Education?
Either we are informed in advance if somebody's coming, or there's
You
an
were
escort.
informed. You were informed in advance.
Or
Not even
there's an
members of
escort to
Congress.
take you where you're going.
Who is that guy?
Members of
Do we know?
Congress signed a letter asking the acting secretary for a meeting and to answer a simple question. And she's apparently.
I'm not aware of the meeting.
So you have to be on a guest list to
Yes.
enter the Department of Education.
I just explained you have to either be on a list in advance to have access, or if you're coming, then you have to let us know who your escort is. I don't know.
That wasn't
you
true
have
last
an
year. Did something change between last
That's
year?
always been there.
No, it hasn't. I've walked into this building multiple times.
Did you just have free room? You have free room?
I walked in. We were at least allowed
Were you
to
with a
walk into
mob
that
at the
lobby.
time when you walked in?
Not outside
Well,
like
it's
this.
no difference. I mean, you'd be stopped at the visitor's desk.
Okay, well, let's go. We're going to do the visiting desk.
I'm doing that in advance.
No.
Hey, look, we got a procedure. Sorry.
Where's the guy's can of mace?
We are allowed to go to the visiting
Just let's end this nonsense
Have a job if we don't
and just fire some tear
have
gas.
a job.
Okay, I can't take
Okay,
it anymore.
so,
Unbelievable. So who's the guy, the lead douchebag in the front?
Wait, the lead douchebag? Oh, that was Congressman SOB. I
Oh,
forget.
okay, yeah.
Oh,
Sounds about right.
I know his ugly face, but I can't think of who it is. But anyway, but the security guy there is Jim Harefield, Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Department of Education for the Office of Security,
Oh,
Facilities, and Logistics.
so he's
Services.
actually doing his job.
And obviously,
Security for the DOE.
right, and obviously. He's a government job since it has 20 words to describe his position.
Yeah, right.
What, Chris?
Right.
I heard you say something in my ear.
Mark Takano,
Oh, the congressman?
the congressman.
From Do we know from where?
California.
Okay.
I believe he's the first
That
gay
sounds
person of Asian descent in Congress.
Oh my! We got all these labels. Okay, so if you didn't want the full 3 minutes there, then you probably want to skip the 5-minute version because it's just an illustration.
It's a longer version of the same thing.
Yeah, because he will not budge, and it's just more and more just rantings from these little children that think that they deserve to be everywhere.
Yeah, they do. They really do. They think that they have unlimited access to everything. They're the elites. I've been elected to this position. How dare you? Yeah. How dare you stand in my way of something I want to do? Sorry. Actually, not sorry. It's like a Reese's cup. I'm sorry, not sorry. Beat it. Beat it. Next time, come out with your mace and break up the crowd that way.
And I was going to ask you guys, because again, I'm new to the country. I just became a citizen.
Right.
But Congress does not have the power to do what they did, right? Like the Congress people to just go in there and barge in and be like, I demand answers.
No, those are executive positions that Trump has appointed. And the end. And it's the same message to the judge, too.
And congressional oversight is something else. It's not that you have access to every building in the government. You can't just walk in with a mob and show up because you think that you've got a better idea than the department has. Sorry, that's not how it works. Your congressional oversight is to fund the DOE, and hopefully that will come to a halt through legislation sometime soon.
Yeah, and so the same message to that mob of representatives, and same to the judge. Congressman Keith Gross posted this: a judge has no constitutional authority to ban an executive branch appointee from accessing anything in an executive branch agency. This speaks to the big balls guy and all of the DOGE people. The president is the head of this branch. The judge has no power over that plenary constitutional authority. Defy the orders, impeach the judge.
That's interesting because they're doing that right now. They're doing it with access to the Treasury's records. I mean, this is important stuff because finally, something is being done about the overspending and waste and fraud in government.
Yeah, and see, I think the case of the Department of Education, I think they got word because they were caught on their heels when USAID got audited, and they weren't over there in time to do anything. And I don't know if the Brett Baer interview leaked or something because the teaser clip did include Trump saying how, I think I'm about to, and we have the clip we'll get to later. I'm going to send over Musk to the education and the Pentagon.
Probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, so I think that's where they're going to be next is at the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't want us to be defended, so they probably will leave that one alone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Trump's a big military guy. I don't have any fear that he's going to cut programs that need to be in place. I think he's going to cut waste.
Yes.
I think he's going to go after.
Lot of it.
And with an $800 billion budget, there's a ton of waste. I mean, we spend more than just about all the rest of the nation, all the rest of the world combined on our defense, which I don't have a problem with because we're defending a lot of stuff that we shouldn't be defending. We're defending other people's countries all the time, other people's borders. Maybe we could focus on our own. Maybe we could focus on America first and let other nations go ahead and take care of themselves for a change. But, you always go back to the $600 toilet seat that the Army paid for a whole bunch of $600 toilet seats at the time.
And how many billions?
That's too much?
How many billions were missing in Donald Rumsfeld's testimony on September 10th, 2001? We never cared about.
Was it $3 trillion?
It was
2 or 3 trillion.
It was stupid.
And they had no idea where it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of waste in the Pentagon, and I do hope that they're just as guilty as any other agency in this.
There's
government.
a lot of fraud and a lot of waste.
Yeah, and I'd love to see the Democrats show up over at the Department of Education. They're never knocking down the door saying, "Hey, kids in this country can't read."
Right.
No, it's, how dare you try to streamline our government.
Yeah. All right, 888-933-93. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
What's that? Who pays your salary?
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Do they know that we're here?
Max, ask the question again. That's important.
Were you told, are you making this decision to stand in front of this door on your own behalf, on behalf of the Department of Education, or were you told to come out here and block members of Congress from going to the desk?
I'm doing my job.
So everybody's freelancing?
What is that? We're doing our jobs. We're trying to save your
It's a non-responsive.
Show them your ID. Were you told to stand here, or did you decide to stand here and block members of Congress from entering the Department of Education?
To federal buildings.
We're allowed in there.
So a private security contractor
Do you know who members of Congress are?
members of
We're
Congress.
all members of Congress.
Maybe he doesn't understand. Do you
A private
understand who
security
members of Congress are?
contractor is making the decision to block members of Congress from a public access entrance.
I don't think he knows.
You have the authority as a private security contractor to block members of Congress. That has been knighted and granted to you.
You have to at least let us go to the desk.
Yeah. Sending the goons out.
Oh
my, look at that. Who told you to do this? Open the door.
I see you now.
So do you understand who members of Congress are?
I got it, yeah.
Well, and you don't care. Who are we then?
I got a job to do.
You don't care. We have a job to do.
We're not dangerous people. We're not, I don't know, security. There are no thieves and thugs out here. We're members of Congress. We're parents. We're teachers.
Each of us.
There's our ID, right there.
We were elected to do this.
This is our job.
This is our job. We're doing our job.
Oh, wow.
You're securing this building against who?
Members of Congress.
Who is it? Who are you protecting?
Against members of the People's House
So
who
this is the
represent the
beginning
people.
of full transparency of this administration. That's right. The administration that talked about they're going to open the doors to all of these things and show the American public what is going on. They won't even open the door to this building, to members of Congress. We are not posing any threat here. We are not dangerous people. We have not done anything. We're trying to request a meeting, and they have a private security contractor who on his own is making decisions on behalf of the Department of Education.
So Congressman Hayes, what you're saying is they allow billionaires and his minions to come in
I don't
to
know
this
who
building.
he is. I don't know who he is, but I know who I am. And I'm a member of Congress with oversight responsibilities trying to request a meeting, and a private security contractor is not allowing me to enter the building.
They allow billionaires to go into this building, but not the people's representatives. They allow billionaires and their cronies to go in, but not. There's a lack of transparency here. The members of Congress, the people's representatives are not allowed in. This is not transparent.
They're locking our kids out. Well, not only are they not letting us in, now they've called the Department of Homeland Security. We are members of Congress here to talk with the Department of Education, and they're treating
the kids deserve to have us go in and fight for them.
This is appalling.
Children of this country deserve that battle.
This is a public institution. This is not Russia.
Let the camera see him. Let the camera see him. This man
private
here.
contractor. We are members of Congress.
Come in.
They're blocking
I want you
us.
to see this man here, who is a federal employee. He told us.
No, he's not.
Are you a federal employee?
No.
Huh?
Yes.
No, he said he's a federal employee. We pay him. We raise money to make sure that we have a Department of Education. Everybody that's hired at the Department of Education are here because we pay for them to be here. He's standing here today, blocking the door, and he can't give us a good reason why he's blocking this door.
Make sure they see right here, all access entrance.
Well, and I think it should be clear to parents in the United States, if you want to advocate on behalf of your children, you are not allowed to come into this building where you pay taxes. Parents who have children who are disabled, access is being blocked. You voted for members of Congress to advocate on behalf of your children. Children with disabilities, for young women who have been victims of sexual assault in our classrooms, on our school grounds. Members of OCR are fighting for your children. We are not allowed in the building to talk to them. We are not allowed to advocate on behalf of America's children. America, we have a problem.
Now, everybody stand back.
All right, so this is the Department of Education.
So there you go. That's all you have to tell them. When the congressional mob shows up, just tell them, "What's that? Who pays your salary?" The American people pay the salary of congressional members.
Do you think the Democrat, the congressional mob that you just mentioned, when do they get frustrated that the liberal mob isn't showing up at these places?
They're already frustrated, and that's what they're trying to do. It's create hysteria in the streets.
So they're
get
like,
people to
we
get
shouldn't
violent.
be having to walk down here. This is your job, people.
Right.
Maybe the USAID checks stop coming. That's how you've been funding mobs this whole time. And by the way, I mean, just one revelation after another. God bless Elon Musk, man. Where he said, he was talking about George Soros. George Soros hasn't been funding our destruction with his own wallet. He received $260 million from USAID.
Wow.
Let's see. What was the other thing?
$260 million?
Yeah. Soros. This is what Elon.
Is that
Musk
to his foundation?
I'm sure he has tentacles everywhere.
Yeah.
But someone tweeted out. Turns out it really wasn't Soros. All Soros and other nefarious billionaire money. It was the money of all hardworking Americans. We've said that being used to subvert the West and the rest of the world. And Elon responded, "True. Soros figured out how to leverage a relatively small amount of his money into massive taxpayer money." And here we are.
That's incredible.
It is truly incredible. And thank God, and I mean this, thank God this is being revealed of course, under Trump.
Yeah.
If somehow this came out and it was more of the same and they weren't trying to fix this, I don't know how this nation would react. I honestly think that we're staying relatively calm right now because we know they're trying to fix it. If it were just revealed...
It's interesting, too, to note that Alex Soros, who runs his father's, George Soros' Open Society Foundations, said he has no interest in running for public office. Why? Because he already has, let me quote him, a more impactful position now. So, by his own admission, he's more powerful than any elected official in this country.
Being honest.
Yep. At least the truth came out. Would I run for office, he said? I wouldn't rule anything out, but it's hard for me to see how I'm not in a more impactful position right now. Yeah, that's what we're all concerned with. You know, they're making such a big deal out of Elon Musk not being an elected official. Since when do you care about that? Why haven't you looked at George Soros and his son Alex and wondered, hey, why does he have so much power when he's not an elected official? How can that be? Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about authority or doing things properly. What they care about is their own agenda and their own power structure. We got some tweets here. Gender McGenderface tweets Gulf of America Day. I am decorating my aquarium right now. A little late, but better late than never on that. Giblets. Clearly, the NFL halftime selection committee has never heard Pat's vocal stylings on the day after election. True. Yeah.
Well, your record label just hasn't ponied up the money.
Yeah. Apparently, they've not done a good job. Tamara B. How long before Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce break up? Taylor's next album will include a song about this Super Bowl outcome. Unrepentant thought criminal. President Trump's first 3 weeks in office was scoring as much as the Philadelphia Eagles during the first 3 quarters of the Super Bowl. Indeed. And from Where's My Pudding, that security guy.
Oh yeah, Jim
is contemplating if he gets gets paid enough money to deal with these crazy people.
That's exactly what was going through his head. By the way, I mean, not all heroes wear capes, but they do wear apparently colorful cartoon Band-Aids, which I love that on his neck. I mean, and when my kids were young, I would wear those. I mean, that looks like a little Sesame Street going on there or something.
That's a good look, though.
Yeah.
Glasses on top of his head and the colorful rainbow Band-Aid. I like it. It's a good look.
I love that guy.
Also, over the weekend, DOGE canceled plans for a Fauci exhibit at the NIH Museum. Saved $168,000. Did anyone know that there is an NIH museum? We've got a National Institute of Health Museum? Why? Why? And they were about to do a big exhibit to Fauci? Oh, okay. If you include all his criminal activity, I might be for that.
I guarantee you it's just another slush fund.
No doubt about it.
And of course, statues to themselves.
So in the past 48 hours, HHS canceled 62 contracts worth $182 million. I mean, every day it's like $180 million here, another $400 million there. It's This is the kind of change, though, that the Democrats, they can't stand it.
Can't stand it.
They're going to be screaming louder and stomping their feet harder all week.
Yeah, you want to know why American cities look like third world countries? Why there are potholes everywhere that look like Beirut, Lebanon, 30 years ago. Bridges falling and stuff. Because all this money that's earmarked is going elsewhere, America.
President Trump was informed about that congressional Democrat mob at the Department of Education.
You mentioned the Department of Education. What do you think when you saw Democratic lawmakers trying to get into the Department of Education earlier today?
Well, I see the same ones. I see Maxine Waters, a lowlife. I see, all these people. They don't love our country. Nope. They don't love our country. We want great education. So they rank 40 countries in education. We're ranked dead last. But the good news is we're number one in one category. You know what that is?
Most
Cost
spending
per pupil.
Yeah.
We spend more per pupil than any other country in the world. You look at Norway, Denmark, Sweden, various countries all up and down, Finland, China does very well in education. And then you look at us. We spend much more money than they do per pupil or any other way. But we spend much more money than they do, and yet we're ranked this year. Biden's last year, congratulations, Joe. We're ranked dead last. So what I want to see is education. Number one, I like choice. We all like choice. But beyond choice, long beyond choice, I want to see it go back to the states where great states that do so well have no debt. They're operated brilliantly. They'll be as good as Norway or Denmark or Sweden or any of the other highly ranked countries. They'll be, probably have 35 to 38 states will be right at the top. And the rest will come along. They'll have to come along competitively. And by the way, we'll be spending a lot less money and we'll have great education.
That's exactly it. I mean, it's just truth. It's just the truth. And it's been that way for a long time. And nobody seems to care until now. So hopefully some changes on the way in education. Meanwhile, Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller responded to angry Democrats.
The Democrat use of the term unelected is really quite remarkable here. Donald Trump was elected in an overwhelming landslide. These are Donald Trump staffers. In the sense, like saying that Mike Walls, the National Security Advisor, is unelected, or Susie Wiles, the Chief of Staff, is unelected, or Donald Trump's communications team is unelected. This is presidential staff that serves at the pleasure and for the president, just as I do. I am a staffer for the President of the United States. He is elected. He is the one that American people have chosen to implement his agenda. This is the agenda the American people voted for. That he is asking his staff, his subordinates, his employees to implement. The unelected power in this country is the rogue bureaucracy. USAID is unelected. The FBI that persecuted President Trump for 8 years is unelected. The CIA and those who have laundered intelligence to try to change the foreign policy of the United States are unelected. President Trump is restoring democracy by controlling the federal bureaucracy. There is one man in the country who is elected by the whole American people to implement an agenda they support. That is the president. Every other officer in this country, members of Congress and senators, are elected at the state or local level.
Let me ask you.
The Constitution puts one man in charge of the federal executive branch.
Let him finish, Martha. Let him finish. Yeah, man. That's good stuff. He has been a dynamo in the last few weeks. It's awesome. He needs to be out there all the time on behalf of Donald Trump. He's really good. So that was the Department of Education on Friday. Meanwhile, back at the USAID office, here was that scene.
Yeah. Aww.
Oh, no. It's lonely there now.
They're taking the letters down. They're covering up the name on the address sign there.
That is great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that quick, huh? Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get it done.
Get her done.
Get her done. What is this? Russia? Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. So, all right. If you're like me, you want to eat well, right? But you don't always have time to cook or the inclination to cook or to prepare certain meals. I don't like doing that. But Factor is fantastic. These are fantastic pre-made, chef-prepared meals. There's no prep. There's no cleanup. Just heat it and eat it in 2 minutes. That's my kind of meal. Factor makes it ridiculously easy to stay on track with all of your goals. If you want to lose weight, they've got keto meals that can help you drop up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks. That's backed by a clinical trial. They've got 40 options every week across diets like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto, so you can eat what works for you. And it's not just dinner. Factor's got smoothies, breakfasts, and grab-and-go snacks to keep you fueled up all day long. Just had their garlic butter chicken. Let me tell you, it's fantastic. Next level good. The flavors are bold, the ingredients are fresh, and you'd never guess these meals came out of a microwave. Plus, their creamy Parmesan pork chop, absolute game changer. So, eat smart with Factor. Go to factormeals.com/Pat50off and use the promo code Pat50off to get 50% off and free shipping on your first box.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So, Americans are loving Trump 2.0. Now, I mean, the media is trying to tell us otherwise. The Democrats are trying to tell us otherwise. But here was CBS with the numbers yesterday.
Our CBS poll finds that a majority of Americans, 53%, approve of the job he's doing.
Incredible.
That's a better approval number than he ever reached during his first term in the White House. Joining us with more is our Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto. Good to see you, Anthony. What's driving this?
I will keep it simple, Margaret. He is doing, in the eyes of the public, what he said he would do in the campaign. There's political value in that. In fact, 70% of people say he's doing what he promised. That's whether they approve of him or not. Now, there's another part of this that continues over from the campaign. There were words that he was described as being tough, being energetic, and he still is today in big majority numbers. So as people take a look in these first few weeks, there's been a lot of activity. They're getting general sense of governance, and that's being reflected in these early numbers.
So that's perception. What about the actual policies?
Well, let's start with the ones that are popular. And again, these echo a lot of what we saw in the campaign. The idea of deporting those in the country illegally continues to be popular. We saw that in the campaign. Sending troops to the U.S.-Mexico border. Again, majority in favor. We'd seen that in the campaign.
Big time
majority. For his supporters in particular, the focus on ending DEI is popular. We had seen in the campaign a lot of them thought those processes had gone too far.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, and by the way, that we got to talk about the immigration situation. We've had 3 ICE raids leaked now to the press ahead of time. They better figure this out fast.
Yeah,
Chicago, Aurora, and now Los Angeles.
People need to be arrested.
Sure do. And that's dangerous, man.
Yeah, it is. And the president also made sure to stop the insane Biden executive order to stop the government's transition to only using paper straws across the board. And then he tweeted about it.
Okay.
Crooked Joe's mandate. No plastic straws. Only paper is dead. Enjoy your next drink without a straw that disgustingly dissolves in your mouth.
Yeah, so that was like a government, man, like federal stuff, right?
I mean, he's leaving no stone unturned.
Look at that. No kidding. No kidding. That's awesome.
Great. Hey, where'd he get the straws at the speech there?
Yeah.
He must have had them right there at underneath the podium.
Fight for plastic straws. Amen, bro.
That's great. I mean, the paper straw thing, I don't think that's even popular with environmentalists, right? Because it just doesn't work. It's just so inferior a product that nobody can really condone that. I wouldn't think. But it's been absolutely shocking to see the waste and fraud, absolute corruption that's been in place for decades, maybe even a century. One American's tweet really sums up what we've lost. But this is going to require the Jackie glasses to take a look here. All right. The car payment you missed?
Yeah.
Okay. That streak that you had to put, that steak that you had to put back because it was, $70.
In other words, your money's getting sucked right out of your paycheck into these corrupt agencies that are doling it out for God knows what. And meanwhile, we're struggling as Americans.
The steak, the $15 of gas you put in your car because it's all you had. $15 doesn't go very, what is that, 2 gallons now? The vacation you couldn't take. That school's sport your child couldn't participate in. The heat you had to turn down. The gift that you wanted to buy your kids but couldn't. And on and on and on. They robbed us blind for decades, he says, he or she. Any person alive who isn't outraged is beyond hope and is absolutely brain dead. It's so outrageous. Not another penny.
I mean, amen. I mean, because you think about it, like, this is the first generation that isn't doing as well as their parents.
Yeah.
And you think of how long this has been going on. And the wealth transfer has been obscene. And by the way, she says not another penny. Well, and that's something else that's on Trump's list.
Again, along the lines of he's leaving no stone unturned.
I know.
He just said that he directed the Treasury Department to stop making pennies. Why? Because it costs 2 cents to make one.
That is so.
That's why.
Federal government right there.
And who wants pennies? I don't ever take them when I'm offered. It's like, keep those. Put them in your penny give, penny take.
Are they going to round it up to help you, or are you going to have to pay an extra 4 cents?
We're going to have to decide that, I guess.
Right?
I guess we're going to have to decide
I don't know,
that.
man. It's like Pluto.
Yeah.
You can't downgrade Pluto. Give me my penny.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
With some tweets, Jimmy Dimples tweets, George Soros funding his groups and mobs with USAID, just like Hollywood's rule on productions, never use your own money. Yeah. From CT Overseas, in talking to my clients who work at the high school, kids don't know their own address or birthdays. They can't tell time on an analog clock. I've heard that. Yeah. Heard that a lot.
Yep.
They don't know what quarter of or after means, but they can arrange their name / gender anytime.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
So
they
look for
they
the
can
victories.
change names and genders, but they can't. They can't count out change back to you either if you pay in cash.
Well, you know
that's
what?
a tough thing.
Thanks to Donald Trump, they're not going to have to worry about counting too much change now, with the pennies being the next target.
From Giblets, Pat, can we get some DOGE audits that are ribbed for their pleasure?
Yeah, these are. That's fun. What's happening? Right
That's
now.
fun.
I like
It's
seeing
fun.
this.
Yeah, it's fun.
As James Garfield, great 6-month president, said, the truth shall set you free, but first it will make you miserable. And I think that's what we're going through right now.
It is. Yeah, it is. There might be some pain with some of these cuts that are happening, and the Democrats are going to make as much out of this as they possibly can and try to hurt Trump's approval ratings and derail his agenda. So far, that's not working, as CBS just showed us.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I've got to mention this. Matt Vance in the North Carolina mountains, who has been documenting what's happening in the recovery efforts for Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, he tweeted out yesterday, a grand total of 0 major news outlets have reported on the fact that President Trump's FEMA resolved 80% of all open Hurricane Helene victim cases in Western North Carolina in just 5 days.
Wow. Wow.
And how long did the Biden administration do nothing for them?
Jeez.
5 days, 80% of the victims.
Months and months.
And
Biden
this is
did
while
nothing.
FEMA is still sending $59 million to New York City luxury hotels for illegals. Got to figure out who sent that check.
There's something spreading like wildfire, going really viral online about Chelsea Clinton and her wedding and how much she received from USAID, and we can't confirm it through any legitimate source right now. So be careful with that information, because they'll use all the misinformation against us as if we're trying to skew things. We don't need to. There's so much truth here. You don't have to make stuff up. So whether or not Chelsea Clinton received $3 million for her wedding back in 2016, I don't know. We can't confirm that.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well be true.
It could be true.
We just don't know yet. $84 million in relief money was sent to the Clinton
$84
Foundation.
million overall was to the Clinton
Haitian
administration
relief program. And then the claim is that, like you said,
the foundation.
$3 million went to Chelsea's wedding. Just not positive on that
You
one.
remember that time with the Haitian earthquake?
Yeah.
We did send them billions.
And we were like, hey, I guess it didn't all get there.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? I mean, I forgot the reporter who was all over that at the time. Maybe this went to that. I don't know. But I know the vast majority did not get to those in Haiti that needed it.
Well, I can tell you that we visited Haiti a couple years after the earthquake, and it still looked like it had just happened.
Still looked like Haiti.
Yeah. Yeah, it was still bad. So I don't know how much of the $10 billion that was donated actually got to where it was supposed to. But would it surprise anyone if some of it made it to the Clintons' children for their, to enhance their wedding?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They're good people.
Although, again, be careful with that information, because I don't know that it's accurate. But going back to Friday and the DOGE team member, Edward Korestein.
Oh, yeah, Big Balls.
Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't know the name, because
he's Big Balls.
That's not his real name. His real name is Big Balls.
You're reading his online name.
Right,
The Edward thing is his online handle.
Yeah. But he was let go after some older social media posts from him were unearthed. Donald Trump was asked about him on Friday.
Cutting effort. One of the DOGE engineers was fired for some inappropriate posts. The vice president says, bring him back. What do you say?
Well, I don't know about the particular thing, but if the vice president said that, did you say that? I'm with the vice president. Thank you, Peter.
Okay.
That's awesome. I love it.
Done deal.
I love that. Yeah.
I mean, the kid, I think he's 19 now, right? He was 16 at the time. And really, we're going to persecute him over this?
Yeah, and so I just love this exchange. Let's just say J.D. Vance, let's take, I don't know, any policy. Let's just pretend we don't know anything about his policies.
Mm-hmm.
I would vote for him for president in 4 years. He's my front runner just based on this exchange with Ro Khanna, who is a guy, a Democrat you can have a beer with, I think. But no, he said, are you going to tell him to apologize, Big Balls, for saying normalize Indian hate before this rehire, just asking for the sake of our kids, because both Ro Khanna and J.D. Vance have children of Indian descent.
Okay, right.
J.D. Vance replies, for the sake of both of our kids, grow up. Racist trolls on the internet, while offensive, don't threaten my kids. You know what does? A culture that denies grace to people who make mistakes. A culture that encourages congressmen to act like whiny children.
Oh my gosh.
Boom! Put that in your pipe.
Brilliant.
And that's how you deal with these people. You think Mike Pence is going to do that?
No.
Is he going to respond like that if he were vice president?
No,
Hell
he's
no.
not. No.
Give me J.D. Vance 100 out of 100 times. Oh, my goodness, that was so good.
President Trump was also asked about the latest Time magazine cover.
Mr. President, do you have a reaction to the new Time magazine cover that has Elon Musk sitting behind your Resolute desk?
Listen to that.
タイムマガジンにイーロン・マスクが大統領の机の後ろで座っている写真がありますけども、それに関するコメントは何かありますか?
Is Time magazine still in business? I didn't even know that.
See,
perfect response.
I love that he had the time for the translator for the Japanese prime minister to mull over his response. Made it even more beautiful. But listen to them. They are doing everything they can to sow dissent in this administration.
Right. Yep, they sure are.
And they're not having it.
They just want to derail his agenda because his agenda is to cut out this garbage spending that we've been doing for decades and to try to look into what's going on with all the money that we're spending. You know, when you have a budget of $6 trillion, you might want to look into some of the expenditures that nobody's looked into ever. USAID has been functioning now for 64 years, and nobody's looked into it up until now. Everybody just thought, well, yeah, they're saving lives around the world. Are they? Really? How many lives have they taken with the coups that they've helped bring about in various nations around the world as an arm of the CIA? Have they saved lives there? My guess is no. No, I don't think they have. You know, people are worried about the fact that he's frozen some of the foreign aid that is going out to every country on earth because some of it includes health expenditures, where some of it includes vaccines for kids. Well, okay, are we responsible for every nation on earth and their health department? Are we responsible for making sure that every child on earth is vaccinated? I don't think so. Maybe once we get our own house in order, you know, we can look into that and encourage individuals to give to those kinds of causes. It's not the government's job to be in the charity business because they do it poorly, for one thing. Really, really poorly.
And we're starting to see why.
Yeah. And that's what we're looking into for the first time, really, in American history, or at least since the 1800s. At one point, we had leaders who cared about the expenditures that the government made. I mean, they struggled as to whether or not to buy the Louisiana Purchase. Thomas Jefferson was torn for a while. It turned out to be a deal too good to pass up. But even that, he was like, I don't know, is this Constitution? I don't think we can buy like all of this land and use it the rest of our existence. Can we? Well, yes, we can, and we did, thank goodness. But that kind of concern about taxpayer dollars has been non-existent for the last 200 years. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent sat down to explain what Elon Musk is doing with these audits, and that it isn't some kind of rogue mission.
Mr. Secretary, we are inside the cash room at the Treasury Department. It is almost impossible to overstate how important the work that is done in this building is to the U.S. financial system. Yet right now, there is widespread concern about the DOGE team's access to sensitive payment systems. Yeah. Are you worried at all that access and that tinkering of the payment systems could affect the Treasury's market or cause any disruption?
It's good. Well, Saleha, thank you for asking me about that, because there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Thank you.
First of all, when you say the DOGE team, these are Treasury employees. It is 2 Treasury employees, one of whom I personally interviewed in his final round. There is no tinkering with the system. They are on read-only. They are looking. They can make no changes. It is an operational program to suggest improvement. So we make 1.3 billion payments a year. And this is 2 employees who are working with a group of long-standing employees.
The letter that the Treasury Department sent earlier this week talked about how the team currently does not have access to change the system. Have they at any point this year had the ability to make changes?
Absolutely not. This is no different than you would have
Good question.
at
Better
a private
answer.
company. And by the way, the ability to change the system sits over at the Federal Reserve.
What?
So it doesn't even lie in this building.
That's a problem.
So they could make suggestions on how to change the system, but we don't even run the system.
Okay.
And if they ask for if they request
Put that on the to-do
ability
list.
to change the system, would you grant that?
No, again, they have no ability to change the system. I have no ability to grant that change. That they can make suggestions, then it would go to the Federal Reserve, and just like any large ERP system, there would be tests, there would be this, there would be that, and then the Fed will determine whether these changes are robust or not.
As the Secretary of Treasury, you also oversee the IRS. Do you know what kind of access the team has to IRS data or individual taxpayer data?
Well, I'm glad you asked that too, because look, the IRS, the privacy issue is one of the biggest issues. And over the past 4 years, we've seen a lot of leaks out of there. The IRS systems are quite poor. When I started in college in 1980, I learned the program in COBOL. I think there are 12 different systems at the IRS that still run on COBOL. But as of now, there is no engagement at the IRS.
Elon Musk, just half an hour ago, tweeted out that Treasury needs to stop approving certain payments. Has your staff tried to block any payments here at Treasury?
We have not, and I'm glad you asked that too. And just to put in perspective, Elon and I are completely aligned in terms of cutting waste and increasing accountability and transparency
How can you be against that?
The American people. I believe that this DOGE program in my adult life is one of the most important audits of government or changes to government structure we have seen. That
it's an audit of government.
In my 20s, we had the Grace Report, and there's some great suggestions that came out of that, never implemented. Under Clinton and Gore, I think it was to government efficiency or reduce government. Nothing happened. So President Trump came in, there's a big agenda, and I think that there are gigantic cost savings for the American people here. And I think it's unfortunate the way the media wants to lampoon what is going on. These are highly trained professionals. This is not some roving band going around doing things. This is methodical, and it is going to yield big savings.
I love this guy.
I know.
I love this guy.
I think it was very important. As chock full of good information as that 4-minute clip was, I think it was very important that he said that he and Elon Musk are on the same page. You know?
Yeah.
And then, of course, you did have that that judge, Paul Engelmayer, who forbade all political appointees. I mean, you talk about out of bounds. Including Treasury Secretary that we saw there, from accessing Department of Treasury data, all based...
You've got no power to do that. You don't have the authority. Where's the authority to do that?
I'm telling you.
There is none. There is none.
So Charlie Kirk tweeted out this long explanation here, but basically the Trump attorneys, they were caught off guard by this ruling. He cites this judge. Charlie Kirk says the judge cites no law or logic to support this unprecedented order. Because it defies both.
Yeah, and all he said was it was a violation of law. He didn't even specify what law is it violating.
Yeah. And as Senator Mike Lee points out, this has the feel of a coup. Not a military coup, but a judicial one. Exactly.
And this from the guy, I think, in this country who understands and abides by the Constitution more than just about anybody else. Mike Lee certainly would know and be opposed to something that was unconstitutional going on.
Yeah.
He's against the judge throwing a roadblock into this process.
Exactly. It forbids the elected government from accessing information about budget and finances. Instead, only the permanent deep state government can know what's being spent, according to Kirk. Lastly, he says it means Scott Bessent's subordinates have far more power than he does.
Wow.
And this
incredible.
These demons are going to keep fighting.
Oh, big time. Yeah. We ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
And they're trying to call out their fellow demons and trying to get them into the street to get violent. They won't be happy until that happens.
Yeah.
All right. Let's be honest. We're not getting any younger. And if you want to look and feel your best, well, you need to check out Pure Health Research. They have 45 premium health supplements designed to help you with every health goal that you have, whether it's boosting your energy, trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, pumping your testosterone up, or even reducing swelling in your legs. Whatever it is, Pure Health Research supplement, they have you covered. Each formula is crafted with natural, non-GMO ingredients, backed by clinical research, and manufactured right here in the USA. I love that. And here's the best part. Pure Health Research is offering you an exclusive 50% discount right now. Just go to purehealthresearch.com. Use the promo code PAT at checkout. With their 365 money-back guarantee, there's zero risk in trying something new. So why wait? Head over to purehealthresearch.com right now. Explore their 45 amazing supplements and save 50% before this deal ends with a coupon code PAT. Don't miss this chance to start the year feeling your best.
Pat Gray will return after this.
Yeah, welcome. Got some tweets here. Big balls business. Tweets. How to fund a government 1 cent forward and 2 cents back.
Right.
From Uniparty Monger. Without pennies, do you round up or down? I'm pretty sure you're going to be rounded up. I can't imagine any businesses that are going to say, hey, you know what?
No, that's a problem.
Yeah,
I got a problem with this.
It is. But it's only a problem if you use cash, right? If you use your card, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh boy! So
as we head headlong into a cashless society.
That's the unintentional
Isn't
consequence
that
of
great?
this.
Yeah, It's rhino season. Vice President Vance has the big balls to end cancel culture.
I love it.
Bill Hall. Maybe the government should buy pennies for 1.5 cents a piece from citizens and pay for the pennies with pennies. That's too complicated for me.
Yeah, that's a lot going on there.
Misspoke. You can't trust these young people working for DOGE, said the same people who believed Greta Thunberg when she was 13.
Thank you.
That's a great point.
Yeah, and we also had to listen to kids from Stoneman Douglas explain gun control and Second Amendment rights.
That same kid is now the vice chair of the Democrat Party.
Awesome.
And what is he now? 25?
Sure.
Maybe? Let's see. We got to play clip 21. This is a government employee, and he's justifying his job.
Got to justify your job.
Okay.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous and reticent to come up here and speak.
I was nervous.
I just wanted to share some things that are going on at my agency.
Okay. Tell us.
In the last week, we had Elon Musk in our building, and after he visited the building, called for a 50% cut of the entire agency.
Oh, no.
My colleagues are getting 15-minute one-on-one check-ins with 19, 20, and 21-year-old college graduates asking to justify their existence.
Their job.
Nice
their
try.
job, not existence, moron.
Supervisors are being told not to tell their staff anything, withhold information. And today we got word that supervisors must now fill out a justification form, and that there's going to be just a 30% rank and yank of all staff.
Welcome to the real world.
And
Government employee.
One of Musk's top lieutenants, and his wife and young child
Listen to this.
have shacked up on the 6th floor of our agency and are living there.
Oh,
no. Blocked off with a special access list for people who can't get back there.
Good.
Queer and trans folks of my agency are being doxxed in public.
Shut up.
Their lives threatened.
By who?
Yeah, come on.
Anyway.
Okay, that last part.
I don't know who's doing that.
we're not okay with that, obviously.
No, I just don't know who is
shouldn't
doing
be
that.
happening. I don't know who's doing it or if it's actually being done. He just wanted to throw in something sensational at the end because the rest was, they're actually asking us to do something now. And I don't want to. They're actually asking me to do my job now or that I can't be here anymore.
Dare they?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is really amazing stuff.
Yeah. So Elon Musk tweeted out that $100 billion is being sent every year to people in America with no social security number. Okay.
All right.
You marry that with something that a guy who I've interviewed 4 times on my podcast, Jovan Pulitzer. This is, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's 2 years ago he said this. Listen to this. It's the one that I sent in, Jovan.
we discovered 10,000 people using the exact Social Security number. See if this one rings true. You take an illegal, you bring them in. They sign a piece of paper promising to pay taxes. What they get is a Social Security number. So the employers can take out the taxes. Put a pin in that. Here's what they do. In cities like this, let's think of a chicken processor. They will bring in hundreds of illegals. They will spread them out across all of these plants and factories, giving them jobs. They're all using the same Social Security number. The IRS unconnected our names from the Social Security number. Now when you look it up, it just pings to see if there's an employer. If there is, it says it's good, it validates it. Why do they do that? Because all of these factories are giving them Social Security numbers. The government turns its back on it. As soon as you have a Social Security number and you go over to motor voter, pass the driver's test, right? You get a driver's license. The person looks, you got a social, you must be a citizen. That's how they pack the rolls.
Voter rolls.
By the way, those guys don't pay taxes anyway. It's taken out by companies. Our government's been sitting on $1.7 trillion slush fund that one fund has still in it to this day.
Oh, my.
So if you want to know where the money comes from.
And that's how
By the
you
way,
get
that's, $100 million.
all these Democrat votes.
Jeez.
OMG.
Yeah, we're finding some stuff out now under Donald J. Trump, aren't we?
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. So football season is officially over. Man, that went by fast, didn't it? Phew. Ended with a really terrible Super Bowl, too, so that's the good thing. Eagles over the Chiefs yesterday, 40-22. Who saw that coming? Wow. I don't think even Stu Burguiere saw that coming. So bad Super Bowl, bad halftime show, mostly bad commercials. It's kind of a waste. Anybody love it? Just absolutely love the game, love the commercials, love the halftime show. You went to a Super Bowl party, right?
For the first time, yeah.
For the first time
ever. I've never been.
Being a new resident of this nation.
Yes, I feel that you should kick off with that.
Congratulations.
But the interesting thing was invited by a Brazilian couple. So it
how
was
about
not even
that?
an American couple that invited me to.
I
don't know. I have three friends that have football experience, and somehow the guy that has no football
party for the weekend. Yeah, that's weird. That's
very weird.
Huh.
Very weird.
So did everybody appreciate the halftime show, or
no one knew who he was? And the only reason why I knew who he was because of the battle between him and Drake last year. And the only reason why I knew that was because I have high school guys at church that were like, "Hey, did you see? Did you see? Did you see?" I'm like, "No, I don't care."
Jeez. I mean, I know who their target audience is, I guess, but it's not me. I know who it isn't. It's not me, because I did not enjoy the Super Bowl halftime show. I did enjoy somewhat. I've lived in Dallas now 13 years, right? It was 13 years in January that we've lived here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And I finally saw the George W. Bush Presidential Museum.
You did go.
I did go.
And you paid.
Yeah, and I paid.
It's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
But there's some good places in it.
Yeah, it's
not worth the price.
No. But you've been there too, right? Okay. I thought it was okay. It was good, I guess.
Yeah, it was goodish.
If you ask me if it was worth the price, I'd probably say no.
Nope. I need a big Groupon next time.
But I've only been to 2 presidential libraries.
Oh.
One was this, and the other was the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library in Springfield, Illinois. That was fantastic.
Okay.
That was, I think, $15. And it was awesome. And the technology blows you away when you go in there. I mean, they've got holographic things going on. Abraham Lincoln looks like he's there. It's really cool.
But what did he do? Did he do anything memorable?
He did a few things.
I see.
Yeah, a couple of things. Save the Union, for one thing.
Does every president have a library?
Just about. I think the last 13 for sure do.
Except for Obama, because he hasn't even started.
Obama's building
we've talked
his.
about this.
He's raising money for his.
It's the big vertical monstrosity.
Yeah, he will have one soon.
Okay, got it.
So, but guys I think it started with Hoover. We heard at the W Library that it started with Hoover, and everybody since then has had a library. I don't think that, the 1800s guys have libraries.
Yeah, you're right. Since Herbert Hoover.
Yeah.
It's been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have slush funds when you're out of office.
I mean, can you imagine? The founders don't have presidential libraries,
Right.
shouldn't they?
Oh, I found a map
of libraries.
Epic. Hang on. This is awesome. Look at this. So you could plan your road trip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
On how to hit all 13 of them?
Yeah, I don't understand
I think there's 14 if you include Lincoln's.
Well, there's more than that.
Is it?
No, I haven't had a. I clicked on this without seeing what the dots mean because Teddy Roosevelt blue. That's not Democrat, so I don't know exactly. They put a Washington one in Indiana. That's interesting. Sorry.
There is a Washington presidential library?
Yes, I haven't clicked on any of the stuff.
Interesting.
I mean,
okay, but yeah, that seems pretty comprehensive. That's a lot.
Where's the Grover Cleveland?
Yeah, where's the Calvin Coolidge?
Where's the Calvin Coolidge?
How about the Calvin Coolidge?
You got to get to
presidential
Calvin Coolidge's hometown. You have to. It's just so awesome the way it's laid out. It's just like frozen in time.
Massachusetts, right?
It's in Vermont. It's
Vermont.
Plymouth Notch, Vermont.
That was close.
It's probably the only conservative enclave in the entire state, right there, Plymouth Notch.
And they love their guy?
Yeah, I mean, the cheese company that his dad started is still in business there.
Oh, wow.
But
Really?
it's just this very...
Is it run by the Coolidge family?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so anymore. I don't think so. No. But his schoolhouse is still there, the house he was born in, the house he took the oath of office in. It's all right there.
Oh, that's cool.
The farm,
That's
the
great.
barns that he worked in. Oh, it's really cool.
He's actually mentioned at the W Library or museum, whatever it is. A lot of the presidents are. The one thing I kind of liked it, they didn't really jam George W. Bush down your throat. And maybe they should. It's his museum and library. But they tend to talk kind of neutrally about all presidents. And so it's not preachy. I'll tell you that. It isn't preachy. But it's not great either. I don't think it's not great because it's not preachy, though. I think it's not great because there's really not much to really blow you away there. I mean, the 9/11
9/11 corner is really intense.
It's intense. But there's not a lot of technology involved, and like there is at the Lincoln Library. So I don't know, but I guess it's okay. Caffeinated Texan tweets to us for perspective. When I was learning COBOL in 1987, it was considered an old school programming language. Yeah.
In 87.
Yeah. I'm a lickin' butter. As long as we're ditching pennies, how about losing that stupid 9/10 of a cent in the price of a gallon of gas? Yes! Yes!
You know what? That's come up from you before.
You talk about rounding up. Yes, that could be a jihad.
Pat
yes,
Gray
that
jihad.
could absolutely be a Pat Gray jihad. Stop with the 9/10 of a cent. If the thing is, $2.39 and 9/10 of a cent, then it's $2.40, and that's what you pay. We're being lied to every time we pull up to the pump, and it hacks me off.
I love it.
Every time. Somebody once told us how that came to be. I forget what it is now. Do you remember the explanation on that? We could probably look it up. But
yeah, I'll look it up.
If you're interested, Google it. Donald Trump, yesterday, I believe this truth or tweet came out. There is no need for Joe Biden to continue receiving access to classified information. Therefore, we are immediately revoking Joe Biden's security clearances and stopping his daily intelligence briefings. He set this precedent in 2021 when he instructed the intelligence community to stop the 45th president of the United States, me, from accessing details on national security, a courtesy provided to former presidents. The Hur report, this was the Judah Ben-Hur report. Remember that?
Right.
I think he gave it shortly after the chariot race. But the Judah Ben-Hur report revealed that Biden suffers from poor memory. And even in his prime, could not be trusted with sensitive information.
Fact.
I will always protect our national security. Joe, you're fired. Make America great again.
I mean, that's a great explanation.
It is.
And I guarantee you liberals didn't take 2 seconds to look at that, because that explains perfectly why the man should not be having a security clearance like that.
Right. Exactly. But before the left gets all upset about Trump doing this, back in 2021, let's just remind everybody what Joe Biden said.
Everybody else watched what happened when that crew invaded the United States Congress. But I'm not in the Senate now. I'll let the Senate make that decision.
Well, let me ask you then something that you do have oversight of as president. Should former President Trump still receive intelligence briefings?
I think not.
Oh.
Why not?
Why not?
Because of his erratic behavior.
Okay, that's
unrelated to the insurrection.
I mean, you've called him an existential threat. You've called him dangerous. You've called him reckless.
Yeah, I have, and I believe it.
What's your worst fear if he continues to get these intelligence briefings?
Jeez.
I'd rather not speculate out loud. I just think that there is no need for him to have that intelligence briefing.
Yeah.
What value
no need for
is
you
giving
either.
him an intelligence
Right?
briefing? What impact does he have at all, other than the fact he might slip and say something?
Okay.
Wow, that's a bold justification there.
Yep.
Okay, bro. And by the way, did you see that Trump also revoked the security clearances of folks like Letitia James, Alvin Bragg? I don't know why they had security clearances to begin with, but they're not even allowed in courthouses, government buildings, and obviously the classified records. Again, why the hell are they? Why do they have access?
I don't know. But they don't anymore, so that's the good thing.
I feel safer now, actually.
Yeah. All right. Let me tell you about Beam's Dream Powder. Do you ever just lay in bed staring at the ceiling, knowing that you need to sleep, but your brain won't shut off?
Yes.
I hate that. That was me night after night. Wake up exhausted and groggy and, just in a bad mood. It wasn't just about feeling tired. It's about clear thinking. And so everything suffers when that happens to you. Maybe you try melatonin, tea, even cutting out screen time, but nothing really works. Well, I found Beam's Dream Powder, and it does work. Here's the thing. Sleep is everything when we sleep well. We think better, we feel better, and we perform better. But when we don't, everything else falls apart. That's why I am so pumped up about this Dream Powder. It's a science-backed, healthy, hot cocoa that has seriously changed sleep for me, and it can for you. It's delicious. I love the sea salt caramel. It's guilt-free with only 15 calories and 0 grams of sugar. Plus, it's packed with natural sleep-supporting ingredients like reishi, magnesium, melatonin, all kinds of things that get you to sleep naturally, and then you don't wake up groggy. Just mix it with hot water or milk. It'll be frothy, and you just drink it up. Try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder today. Go to shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code PAT to get up to 40% off for a limited time. That's shop, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed is back.
Over the weekend, the Sean Ryan podcast dropped an interview with former Biden campaign advisor Lindy Lee, who said a lot of interesting things, including this about the 2024 Biden campaign.
So I should also mention that after the debate, Hunter basically commandeered the White House.
He sat in on all the White House top-level meetings. You had a former cocaine addict sitting in on the most sensitive meetings of the most consequential and important government in world history.
Pause it for a second.
Does that sit?
How did we not hear about this before?
Well, there were some thoughts. They were out there.
I don't remember hearing about Hunter Biden sitting in on every meeting, every high-level meeting.
Him and Jill, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I do remember Jill butting into things, but
because Hunter kept showing up at the White House, and I'm like, what is happening?
Interesting. But that wasn't his cocaine, so don't be thinking that.
Yeah, she
did not
was
come from
asked
him
about that in that show, but she thinks it was. But
she does think it was.
She can't prove it. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, let's hear the rest.
Does that sit right with you?
Nope.
No.
Without security clearance, mind you. No security clearance.
Joe doesn't either.
Gosh.
That's who was basically running the show. So Hunter basically battened down the hatches after the debate to make sure that his father would only receive intel that he pre-approved. And so Anita Dunn got exiled around this time, along with her husband. Her husband was playing Trump in the debate prep. Ron Klain was disgraced after the debate blew up. And then Jeff Zients, the person who's worth like hundreds of millions of dollars, the chief of staff. I should mention that the weekend that Biden made the decision to drop out, he only told two people in that circle, and that's that's Steve Ricchetti and Mike. He didn't tell Anita because I was on a call with Anita that morning and she had no idea it was going to happen. It completely caught her off guard. So by that time, they were already easing her out of the circle.
Is there any? Did we cover all the names?
Did we? Jill Biden?
Jill Biden.
She was like president. She was president. I was with Joe
Edith
and
Wilson?
Jill
Is that you?
the night of the debate. I was at their VIP.
How many times did we say that? And now to have it substantiated by an insider in the administration is just kind of chilling.
Pat,
isn't
that
it?
was one of our most viral videos because I cut you explaining Edith.
Oh,
Last year, that was our most viral video
Wow.
because it was true.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she was. I mean, Edith Wilson, for the last almost 2 years of Wilson's reign of terror in the White House, he had a terrible stroke, a really severe stroke, and he was an invalid and a vegetable, basically. And Edith was the president at the time. She signed things for him. She made his decisions. She ran the country.
Yeah, and if you watch the Sean Ryan podcast with Lindy Lee here, I don't know how much I believe her as far as like she had a come to Jesus moment or what have you. But this is, I believe fully, this 3-minute clip here about behind the scenes with Joe.
So did she have more outrageous things to say?
Yeah, I mean,
we're skipping?
No, well, there's more on this clip here.
Right.
So I don't know if she has seen the error of her ways for the entirety of her life all of a sudden. But this was definitely an important 3-minute clip here.
All right, let's finish up with that.
Rewind.
Debate watch party. I slept all the way to Atlanta, Georgia for that, to show my support. Oh my gosh, Sean, you wouldn't believe it. So that night, I have the pictures too. I was with Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jill takes Joe by the hand. The names are so similar. I'm sorry. Jill takes Joe by the hand on stage, and she's like, Joe, you knew all the facts. You answered all the questions. And you know that hand gesture that she does. And I'm thinking, you're treating him like a first grader.
Thank you, yes.
You know, like just because he, you know, like you shouldn't applaud him for doing the basics. And you could just tell that she was fighting for dear life to hold on to the vestige of power.
Yes.
And just a few days later, she was on the cover of Vogue. So the whole thing was a Jill Biden show. She was not as authentic as Joe, I want to say.
Okay.
I think as Joe got older, maybe you think I'm naive in saying this, but I'm not even sure if he remembers all of the corruption that he engaged in.
It doesn't surprise me.
No, we're with you. I'm with you, Sean.
Man.
So
wow.
Look, shame on you, Lindy Lee, for not coming out
sitting
beforehand.
by
You should have come
and
out the next
doing
day and said
nothing.
this.
Yeah, right.
If you were so offended by the way he was being treated and the way his brain was functioning, come and tell us.
And the fact that he wasn't the president at the time, his wife was, and his son, the former coke addict,
but you wait,
was running things.
He
Come on now.
withdraws. Kamala loses. Trump's presidency begins. Now it's safe to come out.
Irritating.
Yeah.
And again, it borders on treason.
Yeah.
Because these things are directly hurting the United States of America. I mean, we all knew that he had disintegrated to the point where he shouldn't be president. We all knew that she was pushing him around and pulling him around, and she even let him off stage multiple times. We knew that she was in on all the meetings. I didn't necessarily know, or at least remember, that Hunter was involved in all of them. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
And much like we want criminal charges brought against those who have perpetuated the fraud, such as USAID over the last several decades. Sorry, people like Lindy Lee, who knew this was happening and allowed it to continue with the incapacitated
That's a
Joe
problem.
Biden.
That's a big problem. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, appreciate the information.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should have come a year ago.
That's the thing. Now she feels like she's safe saying this.
Late last week, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth held a town hall meeting with members of the military. Here's one thing he had to say about the military's mission under President
Trump. I think
Trump.
the single dumbest phrase in military history is our diversity is our strength. I think our strength is our unity. Our strength is our shared purpose, regardless of our background, regardless of how we grew up, regardless of our gender, regardless of our race. In this department, we will treat everyone equally. We will treat everyone with fairness. We will treat everyone with respect. And we will judge you as an individual by your merit and by your commitment to the team and the mission. That's how it has been. That's how it will be. Any inference otherwise is meant to divide or create complications that otherwise should not and do not exist.
Nice. I mean, these people are going to
sense.
save the country.
Yeah, common sense.
They're hopefully going to save the country. This is exactly what we needed.
Exactly. And by the way, when we're talking about auditing the Pentagon coming up really soon, and the team DOGE gets in there, we need to find out the Mexican president. She said that the cartels down there have U.S. military weapons.
What? How'd that happen?
Exactly. We got to find out.
Was that in here's the job you guys are doing? They've all got your weapons. Was it that kind of delivery? Or
no, it was a speech. It was just a line in a speech. And the line actually is, how is it that there are weapons in Mexico that are for the exclusive use of the U.S. military?
I don't know. But what, it would be nice for a Mexican president to pay attention to some of the things that maybe they could solve that we're not responsible for. Okay? Like, have you noticed that you've got tens of millions of people heading north to a different country to escape what you're doing in your own country? Have you noticed that, Claudia? Just asking you the question.
Claudia. You're on a first name basis after you spend a little time down there.
I was just going to ask that.
You spend a week in Tulum and you're on a first name basis with the president of the country. Yeah, it's a weird thing. But Claudia, please, for the love of heaven,
Claudia,
take a look at the people trying to escape your nation because they can't survive there. Because you can't even drink your water there.
Right.
You can't even flush your toilets. At least if there's toilet paper in them. I mean, if you do your business, you got to throw that toilet paper away in a garbage basket. Usually is what it's not even a garbage can. It's a garbage basket. And that is nasty stuff.
Oh, wait, what?
You've got police, the policia, who are so corrupt that you can't even rent a car there for fear of being pulled over by police because they're going to take your money from you. Whatever they find on your person, they're going to take it. I mean, you might want to look into some of those things and worry about those problems that have existed for decades, if not centuries, in Mexico before you start casting aspersions northward.
Yeah, and maybe the president of Mexico could learn a little something from the prime minister of Japan. He knows how to work Trump. Watch that.
All right.
Clip 15.
Trump with the Japanese prime minister.
No.
If the U.S. places tariffs on Japanese imports, would Japan retaliate?
Being translated, no doubt.
I am unable to respond to a theoretical question. That's the official answer that we have.
That's a very good answer. Very good answer. Wow. That's very good. He knows what he's doing. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
It also ignores the basic Trump philosophy that if you're charging us, we're going to charge you. So it's not retaliation. We're the ones retaliating right now.
ELGS.